Hi, I'm Kat and I play Red. If you follow the channel at all, you will know I am a big fan of Board and Dice. I think they're probably the leading company for mid-weight Euros these days. Now, I think it was last year they brought out Books of Time. It's quite a heavy book. Books of Time is designed by Philip Glover. As I said, it's a Board and Dice game. When it came out, I got told it was more on the lighter end of things, and I wasn't sure if it would be my kind of thing. Having had a good few plays of it, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by it. So let's have a look at it. The history of humankind has been written down for thousands of years. Our technological achievements, geographical discoveries, and our will to prosper are weaved into intricate threads spread throughout books that tell the story of our time on Earth. Now you have the chance to shape this story. Now, when you get this game new out of the box, there's quite a reasonable amount of prep you need to do before you can play it. You need to sort out the books for each player, find and pop in the starter pages, build the lectern. So it's one of those games that if you're opening it up for the first time, do it before you take it to game night. Obviously, we've done all that here. Give each player a set of 3 books. 1 industry, 1 science, and 1 trade. Each book has its own 2 starting pages. So you need to make sure each of your books has got these 2 pages and they're numbered 1 and 2 at the bottom. So put them in order in your books. Open them all on the first pages. This strip here is our player board, so that goes above it. Obviously, I've got everything upside down for you guys to see. You need to take 3 sets of objective tiles. Now, with these, make sure they've all got the same symbol on the back. These have got the 4-pointed star thing. So make sure you've got a matching set of those. So here's the set we did earlier. We've then got a player token on the bottom of each track and on 10 points. Now, you know a game's going to be interesting when you start with points. We shuffled all of the chronicle pages, removed 8 at random, and the rest have gone into the chronicle book here with this little marker 3 pages from the end. This is just a warning to us that the game is coming to a close. And then the chronicle's opened on its first page. As per usual with Board and Dice, we've got a very handy cheat sheet. Icons on the back and the actions on the front. They're always pretty good at that. And we start with 2 pen and 2 paper tokens. Shuffled up the rest of all the pages, 4 out in the display as a marker. Then each player is going to draw 6 pages from the top of the deck. From these 6, you're going to choose 1 to immediately place in the matching book and 2 that are going to go above your player board here to use later. So, to help you choose, let's have a look at a page. Now, each page has 2 different effects. The main ability of a card here will be triggered when you activate a book. There will be a lesser version of this on the back. This smaller box at the bottom here is an effect that will trigger when you place the page into your book. And maybe some other times, but we'll look at that later. At the top here is a symbol. These are relevant for your objective tiles over here. You'll see these have got symbols on, and we'll talk about those in a bit, but the symbols on the top of the card match up with those. So we're going to choose a card, add it to the matching book, and keep 2 for later. Now I definitely want that one, and I think I want, of course, I've got one symbol I don't remember. Right, okay. I don't think I want that. I'm going to take one of each colour to show some stuff off. We're going to discard those 3. And now we have our 3 starting cards. Now, one of these is going to go straight into my book. So I think it's going to be this one. I'm going to put the yellow one, and this has to go into my matching book. Now, mind your fingers with these because they're deadly. If you're like me, you have memories of catching your thumb in these at school. So I'm going to put this into my yellow book, and I'm going to immediately gain the benefit shown in that box, which in this case is a 10 token. So put that into my supply, and then these 2 cards I'm going to pop up the top here. And now you're ready to start playing. During your turn, you will take 2 actions. You'll take a personal action and a chronicle action. These can be done in any order. Doing a chronicle action is fairly easy. You're going to choose one side of the chronicle book and take the shown action. Now, there is a fair bit of iconography in this game, but it is fairly intuitive, and of course we have our handy little guide on the back of the player aid. Now, this symbol here at the bottom is for the solo mode, so you don't need to worry about that. So let's have a look at what these do. This allows me to take a page from the marketplace, and this one here is going to be to discard a paper token to go up on the yellow track. Now, for your personal action, you've actually got a choice of 6 options. So the first thing we're going to look at is activating pages. You're going to choose one of your books and activate the abilities on both visible pages. You don't have to do both actions, and if you don't have any required resources, you have to skip it. So I'd have to discard a paper token here. If I didn't have one, I couldn't do this action, and now I've looked, that's quite nice. Once you've done the actions, you'll turn the page on your book. So I'm going to have a look here, because I can choose what order I want to do these in. Now, I think I'm actually going to do my red book here. Obviously, we're going to do the red one. So I'm going to take 2 paper tokens here. Put them over there. And here I can discard a paper token to write a page in my yellow or green book. And I have this green page here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard a token and pop this into my green book. Now, when you write a page, it must go in the matching book and it goes on the top here. So that one is going to go there. Don't forget as well, when you're writing a page, you're going to get this bonus. So I get a pen token. So that is activating the pages of my book. And I now look here and I can do one of these actions, which I'm going to take this. Oh, I can take the top card from the offer as well, but I've actually already got this one. So I'm going to take this green page here and I'm going to pop it onto my player board. Now, when you add a page into your display, you move cards down and place the newest card at the end. Now, these don't move automatically. They only move when you put new cards on. And once I've done the actions, I mustn't forget to turn the page here. So that would be my turn. Now, the other available actions are you can write pages. Now, you'll notice when I took a page, and I didn't fill the display, when I took a page, it went up here. It doesn't automatically go into your book. For it to go into your book, you need to do the right pages action. So you will pay the cost shown at the bottom here and place your pages into the corresponding book. If you take the right pages action, you can actually write as many pages as you want, as long as you can afford the cost. So this one would cost me 3 pence. This one would cost me 3 pence. At the moment, I only have 4, so I would only be able to write 1 page. So you're going to choose the page, pop it in your book, and don't forget to take this bonus effect here when you do that. Now again, when you write a page, you're not going to move the others down automatically. They only move down when you add new pages to your personal display here. The third action you can do is simply to draw cards. You can draw 2 cards and they can either be from our marketplace here, from these 4 cards, or from the top of the deck. Don't forget to restock automatically. And these are the cards that will go in on the side of your board and move everything down. So if I were to take 2 pages at the moment, those 2 cards would end up down here and have a different cost. The next action you can do is to advance on the civilization board. Now, advancing on here has multiple options. You're going to pay the cost shown. Whatever happens, you pay the cost shown for the space you're going to move into. So if I wanted to move up the yellow track, well, if I wanted to move up any of the tracks, it would cost me a pen and a paper. So I'd pay that and move up. Now, when you move up here, you actually have the choice of 2 actions. You can either take the benefit shown on this space. So here, it would be to take a file. The files are special kind of wild tokens that can act as either a paper or a pen. And there are specific cases you'll see here books where you must have a file token available. The other thing you can do with the advance action, and this is actually shown at the bottom here, is to discard one of your objective tiles. See, I said we'd come back to them. Now you'll see each colour has a stack of 3, with the biggest one at the bottom, the smallest one at the top. And what you can choose to do is remove one of these and take the benefit on the back. Now, these objective tiles are actually one of only 2 ways you can score points at the end of the game. So using the advance action, you can remove these. Then, at the end of the game, if you have fulfilled these objectives, you're going to gain points for them. So the more of these you take during the game, the harder your objectives are going to be, but the more points you're going to score. So let's have a look at what my objectives need. So to score the greens at the end of the game, you would need to have 3 or 4 different symbols in your book. Now, bearing in mind, there are only 4 different symbols. To score this biggest one here, that's 18 points, you'd need all 4 symbols and an extra heart. So you'd need to have 2 of the heart symbols. The red ones here, I would have to have 2, 3 or 4 of this amoeba type symbol and 2 matching of the other 3 symbols. So either 2 planets, 2 of the dot symbol or 2 books. Now the yellow ones are quite interesting and fun and frustrating because you need to have these symbols in order through your book. Now you can have other stuff in the way, but they must be in that order. So if you have a look at my yellow book, I actually put this cart in. But if I wanted to score points for the yellow objective, I'd need to have a boat, putting the boat before the cart. So I'd have to have the boat in first. So you can remove these tiles and they have different bonuses. You choose one of the 3 different ones, but one of the 2 different ones, yeah, you wouldn't throw the biggest one away. You'd gain these bonuses, but you're then making these end game objectives harder, but also worth more points. So that is the advance action, which is the most complicated. So we've done that one. That's good. You can turn the pages of your books. Now you can choose 1, 2 or 3 books to turn. I'm going to flip my green and my yellow. And this is where doing the order gets quite interesting because you're going to have to turn your pages to get stuff in order. When you do that, you're then going to get the immediate effect from the new pages. So in this case here, I would get 2 points. And from my yellow one, I'd get a paper token. So that's quite nice. If you just need to restock on stuff, you can flip all your pages and get a bonus. The final personal action you can take is to close a book. Now, these haven't got very much in, so we're going to pretend here, and we're going to put these and say we flipped all of these. Now, when you close a book, you're going to pop your bookmark where your book was open. You're going to go through and receive all the immediate bonuses from the pages to the left. So pretend these are in our book. So I would get a pen token, 2 pen tokens. I could pay a point for 2 more pen tokens. It's all about the pens. A paper token, another pen token, and then my book's back at the beginning and I start again. If at any point during the game you reach the end of any of your books, you will go through and receive all of the immediate bonuses just like I did there. So we'll take these out because they're not really in there. I wish they were, but they're not. So take my bookmark out. So just to recap, your personal actions are to activate your pages, which is taking the main benefits, writing pages, popping pages into your book, drawing cards, so 2 from the market or the top of the deck, advancing on the board here or advancing your objectives, which it shows you there, closing a book and getting the benefits, or turning the pages and getting the benefits. So as I said, the objectives are one of 2 endgame point scoring. The other way you can score points at the end of the game is if you get your marker to the top of the objective track here, you'll gain points for your books. So if you got up here on the red track, you'd get 2 points for every page in your red book, 2 points for every page in your green, and 2 points for every page in your yellow book. If you're actually at the top here and you have the opportunity to advance, you're going to choose between 1 point, 1 pen, or 1 paper. Once you've taken your 2 actions, your personal action and your chronicle action, play will move to the next player. Once everyone has had a turn, we will turn the page in the chronicle book. And this is like your game timer. So these would be the 2 options available from the chronicle book. So here that would be to gain a pen icon, and here would be to discard some pages. Now when you discard pages, they're actually going to come from your player board. So the weird thing is, without even looking at that, I have the necessary things to trigger this action. So I could discard both my cards to get a file and 2 points. So we would work through the book. When we hit the bookmark, we have 3 rounds left. And when the chronicle closes, the game will end immediately. When the chronicle closes, the game ends immediately, and you're going to move on to final scoring. Each player will evaluate, let's knock some of these off, evaluate their top tile of each colour to see if they've completed their objectives. And if they have, they'll score the points shown on the tile. Any player with markers at the top of a track will score 2 victory points for each page in the corresponding book. And lastly, you'll gain 1 victory point for every 5 leftover resources. And the player with the most points wins. Honestly, Books of Time is tougher than I thought it was going to be. It definitely deserves its place in the Board&Dice catalogue. It says here 45 to 60 minutes. I definitely put it closer to the 60 because there's a lot of tough decisions to make here. As you're going up this board, you need to decide if you want the bonuses shown here or if you want to remove your objectives to potentially get more end points. But then there's no point removing those for the big points if you haven't sorted your books out to score them. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. I really enjoy this. I think these are a great idea. I don't know about kids today, but Rob and I both definitely grew up with a fear of these rings snagging this horrible flap of skin. So part of me is still terrified of them. I think anyone that had ring binders at school did it once or twice and lives with a healthy fear of ring binders. But the concept is amazing, and there is a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces, and constantly trying to work your books to have what you want for the end game goals, as well as the actual actions, because you can put all the right symbols into your books, but unless they're the actions you want, that's no good. So there's a lot to juggle, and I was pleasantly surprised. Say, I'd definitely been told it was a lighter game for Board&Dice, but I still think it's solid. Check it out now. I know they did a soft launch of it last year at UK Games Expo, which is in a couple of weeks' time. So it's been around for about a year now. Check it out. Goes to prove that we just like Board&Dice. They make good games. My only complaint is I have to play purple because they don't have a red player colour. So I always play purple when I play Board&Dice games. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.